We're staged for another run of nitro-fueled NHRA talk. It's The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts, with Marty Hough and 10-time NHRA winner Doug Herbert. Brought to you by Hercules Tires. Now, here are your hosts, Doug and Marty.
This is The Straight Line on drag racing. Thanks for stopping by our half-hour horsepower. Appreciate you being with us. John Force just keeps on chugging along, winning the Gator Nationals on his way to John Force Racing's 2,500th round win. We're in the beams and set to launch another edition of The Straight Line. Wherever you may be, coast to coast around the world, this is The Straight Line on drag racing at mrn.com. My name is Marty Hough here in the Concord, North Carolina studios of the Motor Racing Network. I'm glad you can be along with us. And joining us right now on the telephone is our 4-time IHRA Top Fuel champion and 10-time NHRA National Event winner, Doug Herbert. Doug, I believe you've been tromping around the Midwest all week. Where are you right now?
Yeah, yesterday we were up at Kansas Motor Speedway talking to them. We're going to have classes up at Kansas Motor Speedway and St. Louis Raceway up there. And today I'm actually down in Branson, Missouri, talking to a group of traffic engineers, the Transportation Engineers Association of Missouri here in Branson today. So we're pretty busy.
You know, and the whole point of brakes is expanding it and getting the word out to people that may not know about the brakes program. The Midwest and Kansas and Missouri, I don't think you've done a whole lot in.
No, we've not. We've not been here before. So the excitement that we've got here from Kansas and Missouri has been really, really good. And we're happy, super happy about that. And, just happy that we can make a difference here. Because really the word is, the main thing is not getting the word out. The word is right now there's about 5,000 teenagers that die every year in car crashes. And an acceptable number to me would be 0. Yeah. So that's what we're working on. And you know that. You've been helping us, and MRN helps us, and the Straight Line Show helps us get the word out about that. And man, proud to be here. Proud to talk about Gainesville, too. And Schumacher, number 1 qualifier winning the race. Force, number 1 qualifier winning the race. Man.
Yeah, and John Force, we talk about it so much on this program that just about every time that you think that you've got John Force beat, he's down, he's washed up, he has nothing left. That's when he loves it the most, because he always comes out and finds a way to win, and that's exactly what he did. He thought it was so desperate that he needed to switch all of his team, or not all of his teams, but switch 2 of his main teams, him and Robert Heitz, and go completely different directions with them, and then they come out and win the race. There's no way that you can beat John Force on a week-to-week basis. It just doesn't happen.
Well, I think, just like we were talking about last week on the show, I think Force with Mike Neff, those guys just gel really well. And I think you're going to see Robert Height with Jimmy Prock gel that way as well. And they have before. So I think Force is, Schumacher might have counted him down and out, but I'll tell you what, John Force is not down and out. And we have talked about it before. He comes out swinging, and obviously he did this weekend with, being low ET number 1 qualifier and then winning the race and singing in the rain and all that crazy stuff. He's just, he's a character, and, unfortunately he's no spring chicken. So I don't know, is he going to be doing this when he's 80-something years old like Chris Karamessinis? I'm not sure. I don't see Force slowing down right now. Yeah,
no question about that. And now he's found himself as some sort of internet legend with this whole thing, because this whole thing is blown up. Why he's singing in the rain when it's bright sunshine out in Gainesville, Florida, nobody really knows, and we'll ask him here in a couple of minutes. But now this thing is whole blown up. I mean, it went viral, and people are retweeting and Facebooking this whole thing. I have no idea what he was thinking, but this is John Force. It really doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, well, he just, Force gets so excited. And which is amazing, right? After winning 148 races, He gets that excited after winning a race, and he really does. For anybody, any of the fans that know Force a little bit from being at the races and the wild man that he is, he's pretty much like that all the time. Like he really is. I've been around Force quite a bit, and he's always like that. He just He has so much enthusiasm for what he's doing and for the sport of NHRA drag racing. He's a gem.
You've spent a lot of time with Forrest off the track, and you're right. Some people would consider what he does a put on or a sham, or he's just trying to get some attention. That couldn't be any further from the truth, because the truth is, like you said, that's just the way he is. That's how he is 24 hours a day. I mean, at 8 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock at night, he's just on high all the time.
That's exactly right. And I tell him when he gets on the phone, because I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to talk to him, but be sure and tell him I said hi.
Yeah.
And, that we miss him. But, just Forrest, here's the thing with Forrest. One quick little story, and I don't know if I've told it on the show or not. I know you and I have talked about it, but Forrest, with my son John, this has been, I don't know, probably 15 years ago. And so John was maybe 12 or 13 at the time. We went to a race, and he had his little Game Boy game, and it had some racing stuff on it. And he said, "Hey, Dad, can you take this over to John Forrest and get him to sign my game?" I said, "Well, Forrest will sign it. Yeah, we can go over there. He'll talk to you." So we go over there to Forrest, and it was before everything got going, and I saw Coyle was working for him. I said, "Hey, Coyle, can we talk to Forrest?" "Yeah, just go into the trailer." We went in there. Forrest gets into just a fun conversation with my kid, like they were best buddies. Hey, we're in the John Club, and we're buddies and all this stuff. And when we got ready to leave, I said, "Come on, kid, we got to go, John. Let's go." And we got to leave Forrest alone. He's busy, got thing to do. And my son says, "Well, Dad, I got one thing to ask John Forrest." I said, "Okay." And Forrest said, "Anything, just ask me anything." In his real animated way that he does. "Anything, ask me anything you want, kid." My son John asked Forrest, "Why don't you race a top fuel car? Why do you race a funny car? Top fuel cars are so much better." Obviously my kid, he liked top fuel cars.
Sure.
So Forrest sat there for a minute with kind of a blank look on his face. And this shows you what kind of person John Forrest is. Forrest says, "John, let me tell you, the only reason why I don't race top fuel dragster because I'm scared of your dad. He's so tough, I'd hate to have to pull up next to him and race him. And he scares me every time," and he just went on for 2 minutes building me up to my kid.
Yeah.
That's John Forrest. John Forrest is a good guy.
Yeah. And I had the opportunity to talk to Courtney Force on Tuesday. She was in town to promote Four Wides coming up at the end of April. And one of the stories that she was talking about was that she was designing her helmet. And John didn't want her to design her own helmet because she thought it would make it look girly. And he didn't want that look out there. When she finally got done designing it, he went, "Whoa, wait a minute. I like that design. Here, you give me that. All right, we'll trade or something." He's got it. I mean, he's even involved in the designing of the helmets. I mean, he's right down to the brass tacks. John Force Racing, and he's got a little bit of say in just about everything. Just an amazing individual.
He really is. Yeah, he really is. And so excited for John to get his 148th win and the 8th win at Gainesville. Force has won 8 times at Gainesville. So just amazing performance there. Also, Tony Schumacher. It'd been a little while since he'd won a race. So to see Schumacher qualify number 1 and win the race, that was good too. Shane Gray winning Pro Stock.
Yeah.
That was a little bit surprising to me, really, and good to see Shane winning the race. And then I don't think it was a huge surprise that Eddie Krawick and the Harley Davidson Hines team took the Pro Stock motorcycle away. But those guys are getting really close to 200 miles an hour. It's like 199.8 or something. So that 200 mile an hour, man, I think somebody's going to get it one of these days.
Yep.
Real soon.
It's going to be real close. Doug, we will talk to you next week here in the Concord, North Carolina studios. Thanks for your time, and good luck there in the Midwest with everything you're doing with brakes.
Well, thanks everyone for listening to the Straight Line and tuning in, and I will be in the studio next week, I promise.
All right, thanks a lot. Doug Herbert joining us on the telephone line, and when we return, we will talk to the Gator Nationals winner, John Force, joins us next.
Citywide to countryside, whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading warranty to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Where will you be when NASCAR comes to Chicago's fastest loop? 4 days of racing, tailgating, camping, and music. Come to Chicagoland Speedway September 14th through the 17th. Tickets for Sunday Chicagoland 400 are available now. Camping spots are available and selling fast. All kids' tickets $25 off adult price and free on certain race days. Get your tickets and campsite now at ChicagolandSpeedway.com. Chicagoland Speedway, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series playoffs start here.
You're listening to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, back to Marty Hough.
Thanks for being here this afternoon on The Straight Line, and joining us on the telephone line right now is the winner in the funny car division of the Gator Nationals. He also happens to be the 16-time world champion. John Force joins us right now. Champ, thanks for being here. Congratulations on a big win down in Gainesville.
Thank you. I heard you talking to Coletta, Matt Tool driver, and Herbert. He's gone. He's not on the show today. It's just you and me, huh?
Yeah, just you and me. He's doing a brakes deal down in Kansas right now, and so next week he'll be with us. So he said to make sure that I said hello, and just to make sure that he knew that he was giving a congratulations to you as well.
Yeah, hey, MRN was in here this morning. Is that your group, David Hyatt, the president?
Yep.
Yeah, he was here giving the tour in Yorba Linda at the museum here.
Very nice. So yeah,
Nice
so
guy.
we got the MRN people all over the place, and as I understand it, you're going to be at Auto Club Speedway here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we're going out there. You know, now that Monster, Energy is the official drink of the series, we want to go out there, but also Auto Club. Big race this week. Robert's going out Sunday. Brittany and myself, we'll go to work on the stage there and got a press conference there, I think, Sunday morning.
Yep.
So, we keep working for the sponsors, Pitch and Chevrolet. Everybody's involved in NASCAR. Everybody's involved in IndyCar. Everybody's involved in NHRA drag racing. So it's good for us, but it's close to home. So looking forward to it.
Now, you're becoming an internet sensation once again, Force, with the whole Singing in the Rain deal. I was talking to your PR folks here a couple of days ago. They said this thing is absolutely blown up. What in the heck were you thinking, singing in the rain in Gainesville, Florida, under bright blue sunny skies?
I won't get into the depth of it, but basically, there's always been a cloud over. I won Gainesville, but it's been 10 years or better. I've won it like 7, 8 times, I don't know. But I've really had bad luck there over the years. And there's just kind of a cloud over all of us at John Force Racing and so many others in our racing fraternity. And you go in there, you try to get motivated, and you get up for the fight, you go after it, and it's what you do. And it just, I don't know, it just got lifted, and we won the race, and I don't even know where Singing in the Rain came from, because I ain't that old. I wasn't around. Well, I was around when Fred Astaire and whatever that other guy, Gene Kelly, was singing that song. But no, it just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Just I'm nuts, I guess. My wife says I'm nuts. I embarrass my wife.
Well, Herbert said that
Just excited to win. I won last year in Vegas at the end of the year. I won 4 races. But this was big to me to come back here. It had personal meaning to me and so many of my employees, and it just happened. We won.
After losing Eric Medlin there, it's been 10 years now. That had to have been a motivating factor and feel real good to be able to get into the winner's circle again. With that, obviously, it will always be a part of history. So that had to be really good knowing that was the fact.
And it's something, we don't talk a lot about our love for him and how we felt. because our family, it's still hard, but, his mom and dad and stepmom, these folks are great people, John Medlin, and I know how hard it is on them, and we just try to get through the race and fight the fight, and, I got to race him, Beckman. Dean Antonelli worked for me. He's like my kid. And of course, John Medlin worked over here with his dad. John Medlin, the dad of Eric, they raced over here. And we were lucky enough to get the win, but they got a great hot rod over there, that Infinite Hero car. They do a great job with Beckman. But Kelly Antonelli, Guido's wife, works for John Force Racing. So in the big picture, everybody's a big family.
Yeah.
That's really what it's all about. And, hey, we happen to get the win over a young Swede kid, Johnny Lindbergh, great kid, up and coming with head. Did a great job. That pressure put on him. Never even drove the car before and just jumped in it and took off. So,
yep.
We're fortunate. We gave the fans great side-by-side racing. That was what it was all about.
There's no better person to talk to about winning and winners than you, John. But Johnny Lindbergh is a guy that has spent a lot of time over in top alcohol dragsters, both in top alcohol funny cars in Europe and in the United States, and has won just about everything in sight. So I don't think it's any big shock that he comes in here first time out and takes that thing to the final round. The guy's a winner, and winners just find out a way to get going through rounds and trying to win, right?
Really a good individual. Like he said, he's got a lot to learn. I think he did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
But basically years ago, and I'm talking 40 years ago, I sold a race car to a guy in Sweden named Hans. Just was a great guy, and he raced down there, and that was about as much association I ever had with Sweden. I've raced in Australia and different places, but when I met this kid at the races, I'm always looking for drivers for the future. No one can drive forever, including me. I think I can, but who knows how long. Peak antifreeze and coolant, and the motor oil company just signed me. I can drive as long as I want. It's in the contract. As long as I'm competitive, I can get down that racetrack and cut a Christmas tree. I can drive as long as I want. So I've been real fortunate putting sponsorships together. Monster came in with my daughter Brittany in Top Fuel, with Alan Johnson and Brian Hughes running that car. Advanced Auto Parts came in with my daughter Courtney, and of course Robert Height with Auto Club. But it is a family affair, but you always got to look for the future. So because Lundberg was Swedish, I met his mom and dad, his brother,
really?
Great family, and we just got chatting, and we talked about it, but of hiring him in the future. But the truth was, like I told him, I don't have a place right now. Could be 2-3 years down the road. And I even joked in the semis, boy, he's going to be mad at me. I didn't hire him, but I didn't have an opening, and he got an opportunity to go with a legend over there, Jim Head, and old Head's right there in that fight, right in the battle. So, but I have made a deal with Austin Prock, Jimmy Prock's son, and that was part of the deal to get Jimmy back here with us. A lot of people think I just stepped up and wrote a big old paycheck. Well, I wrote a nice paycheck, but it was really about the future. Wants to race with his family. So I'm going to allow that opportunity in the future. I think it'll be great. When I say allow, I'm going to make that happen. And we've already got the kid. He's already built. Austin's built a simulator. Frank Hawley's going to take him. We're building a complete race car, and Hawley's going to take him and put him out there and put him through Super Comp, alcohol, funny car, and right up to the pro. So they're going to put the kid through it in the next couple of years. He's still in school, but he's a great kid. I've known him since he was little, but I knew his dad, Jimmy, when he was a young kid. Yeah. So anyway, John Force Racing's alive and well, and we'll see where it goes.
A couple of weeks ago, you come into the shop. You decided that there needed to be a crew swap, and Zippy comes over to your team, and Jimmy Prock goes over to Robert Height's team, and there's speculation all over the place. What the heck is Force doing? He's only 2 races in, and he's already swapping teams. What the heck is he thinking? And now you look like a genius, Force. What went into this whole deal?
Well, I'm no genius. I work with all the heads, with I speak to Mike Neff and Schaefer and McCullough and Ronnie Thompson and Daniel Hood, my son-in-law that runs the advanced auto car for Courtney, Jimmy Prock, Cunningham. I get them all together and we talk. That's what we do. And when that change went down, it was just a simple move to move them right in with me. But, we went on the road for Chevrolet and Peak. We were in Phoenix, was Republic up there with Peak, and then we went with Chevrolet, Courtney and I and Robert, to the big car show in Detroit. Maybe it was Chicago. And all of a sudden, we come down to Indy, finally going to get a day off. Rolled into Indy Saturday night at midnight, got a good night's sleep. Me and Robert right to the shop early in the morning. Girls are on their way to get their hair and nails done. You know that drill. But right in there, and we started walking around, and I know Neff said, maybe Forrest ain't as stupid as we think. But the truth is, I started looking at pictures on the wall, and I kept seeing Robert Height with Jimmy Prock in the winner's circle winning championships, and I went up to the museum there in Brownsburg, and of course I saw me with Jimmy, but I saw me with Mike Neff. I saw me with McCullough and John Schaefer winning, and I thought, I put this all together wrong. I got to change this. And it was like Courtney going, with Daniel Hood and Ronnie Thompson. Daniel Hood is married to Courtney's sister, Ashley, that drove Funny Car. And that's why Courtney, and it's just it ain't because I drank a bunch of wine, maybe a little, but I just got all emotional in the shop, spent the whole day there, and I sat down with Robert, and I said, what do you think of this? And Robert's president, he said, what do you want to do? I said, this is what I really want to do. So we called in everybody in the morning. On Monday morning, we had a lot of problems because to change the cars, they had to change the roll cage because I set up high, and the new Chevrolet allows us to set a few inches higher. But in the process, we also had the dragster dilemma. And NHRA was in there, and all the safety people and engineers, and looking at what had happened over at Schumacher's, what happened over at our camp, and Alan Johnson, and we had to make a change. And Brian Hughes, so my shop, that's why I was thanking them all on TV, Force American Made there in Indy, fam, overloaded, and in a week put it all back together, swapped it. Right now they're painting 4 trailers because they didn't want to swap trailers. We just swapped paint jobs. Different key men work in each of those trailers. So it was really the gang in Indy, everybody running the shops, or the engine program, the chassis shop, the paint shop, they all worked around the clock. And in 1 week, they put it all back together, and then we got the win. So it wasn't me. It was just putting what I felt was the way it ought to be in the long picture, how it ought to be in the long run, that just made it work. No genius there, just a lot of people agreeing. And Robert's happy. I was low qualifier. He was number 2, but he made the quickest run. I think the second quickest in history, ran 82 with the 4. I think somebody else, Hagen, ran 82 with the 2, for the record. So, and we got the win. And, got to stay humble here. I never get cocky because it'll bite you. I got a young kid out there, a Swede, that got in the final, which is great for our sport. It makes us international. So, boy, I got all wound up and crazy because I won, because it was pretty exciting, because I never thought it would come together that quick for any of us. I thought it was going to take time, but Neff and Jimmy Prock and Schaefer and these guys, it was unbelievable. And we made it. We got the win, and the rest is history, and I won't sing no more, I promise.
and continuing to make history. John Force, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it, and good luck at Las Vegas coming up.
Love your show. Love everything that Herbert's done, with brakes. God bless you guys, what you do, and we'll keep trying to win, but there's a lot of great competition out there, a lot of great folks out there, and I'm just excited to be on your show, and you let me plug my sponsors, Freightliner, and all these guys, so God bless you. Thank you. I'll let you go.
16-time champ John Force joining us on the Straight Line, and when we return, more of the show coming up.
If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Are you in the concrete, construction, or waste industry? Are repair bills starting to pile up as your current mixer, dump, or waste truck starts to show its age? Before you make that plunge, consider an alternative to buying new. The Housby 2G second generation program is the complete refurbishment of your existing used trucks without the hefty price tag that comes with it. Extend the life of your current trucks today and give yourself an economic alternative to that new truck price. For more information, visit Housby.com. Housby, an official sponsor of NASCAR for over 40 years.
Live sports are the one true reality entertainment, where a single dramatic moment can become timeless. In NASCAR, Motor Racing Network's live broadcasts elevates your senses to the sights, sounds, and struggles taking place on the racetrack.
Keselowski to the bottom of the racetrack. He tries to slide up. Newman is there. Sideways is Keselowski.
The power of radio to the imagination of the listener. Tune in to the Motor Racing Network. Visit MRN.com for an affiliate list in your local area.
It's The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Now, once again, here's Marty Hough.
Big thanks to John Force for joining us on The Straight Line, and of course, an old-time racing fan, and proving it. He'll be at Auto Club Speedway coming up this weekend for the Auto Club 400 at Auto Club Speedway in Southern California. Then next week here on the Motor Racing Network, there will be all week next week will be STP Race Week here on the Motor Racing Network as we go into Martinsville Week, and looking forward to that. And just a reminder that for over 60 years, STP has been on the cutting edge of developing products to help engines perform at their best. And their latest breaking additive, STP Ultra 5-in-1 Plus Fuel System Cleaner Plus Fuel Stabilizer, deep cleans your entire fuel system and helps keep stored fuel fresh. And we'll hear more about that next week here on The Straight Line, here on MRN.com, and through all of our shows next week on the Motor Racing Network. When we return, we'll wrap up another great edition of the show.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
O'Reilly.
If you do-it-yourselfers are looking for the right tool for the job, stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale. You'll find a wide selection of Power Torque tools on sale now and guaranteed for life. Power Torque Tools DIY Day Sale going on now at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Welcome back to The Straight Line, brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Here's more with Marty Hough.
Again, big thanks to John Force for joining us on The Straight Line. Winner at the Gator Nationals. Other winners of the Gator Nationals this past weekend, of course, Tony Schumacher just adding to his victory total as the all-time winningest Top Fuel dragster driver at 83. So let's see. Between John Force and Tony Schumacher standing on the same winner's stage, that's 231 wins between the two of them. It's just absolutely incredible that those two keep chugging along like they do. Shane Gray, as Doug mentioned, a big win, kind of snapping that KB racing streak in Pro Stock car. And so Shane Gray could be the one that kind of leads the way for the rest of the Pro Stock category. Eddie Krawick making Gainesville his personal playground, winning again, 37 wins for him, 199.88 miles an hour. Missed it by that much. Thanks to everybody who was involved in the straight line this week. I'm Marty Hough. We will talk to you next week right here on MRN.com.
You've been listening to The Straight Line, presented by O'Reilly Auto Parts. The Straight Line is the show for drag racing fans and was brought to you by Hercules Tires. Tune in again next Thursday on MRN.com and the MRN app. The Straight Line is also available on demand in MRN.com's Media Center, on our Facebook page, on YouTube, and in iTunes or the Google Play Store. The Straight Line is a production of the Motor Racing Network.